Now, KOB Eyewitness News 4 at 10.
He was still laying there so helpless. He was swollen all over his body.
Raw emotions today in a Roswell courtroom where a 13-year-old boy learned his punishment for shooting 2 other middle school students.
I have conquered many things the doctor said that I never would.
Many people have been wondering why. Why did Mason Campbell bring a gun to school and open fire? Tonight we have that answer. The special prosecutor read some chilling entries from a diary written by the shooter, Mason Campbell.
That diary was read before the judge turned Campbell over to CYFD custody, locking him up until he turns 21 years old. Lauren Hansard reports from Roswell.
Surrender and go to jail after I kill him.
Special Prosecutor Matt Chandler says the motive is laid out in a red notebook police found on Mason Campbell's bed. The notebook is addressed to Mason's family.
So, hi everyone. If you're reading this, I'm probably in jail.
Chandler read the so-called diary in court. He says the first entry was written 3 days before the shooting. He says Mason was planning to target one student whose name is not being released.
So the crime I am going to do is take Dad's pistol to school. I'm going to shoot him 3 times. Now, I'm only going to have 3 bullets, and after I kill him, I will surrender and go to jail.
Mason writes that student bullied him continuously.
But if he just would stop being a bully, then this would not have happened.
2 days before the shooting, another entry.
So I couldn't find the pistol. But early in the morning tomorrow, I'll search Dad's truck, and if I can't find it, I'll use a knife. When we sit for the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm going to stab him in the back of the shoulder. And then as he turns around, I'm going to slice his throat and then take him out of his misery.
Then finally, on the morning of the shooting, a final entry.
So I have one more final little thing to put in here. So instead of just going to kill him, I'm just going to run into the gym and just take bird shots at different groups of people.
Mason apologized to the victims in court Wednesday.
I'm very sorry for my actions. This is not what I meant to do. I'm very sorry, Kendall, Nathaniel, Mr. Hayes.
Mason's mom, Jennifer Campbell, says she had no idea the extent of Mason's suffering.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the pain that you have endured and suffered in silence. I love you more than words can say, and I'm committed to helping you get through this.
In Roswell, Lauren Hansard, KOB Eyewitness News 4.
Mason Campbell wasn't the only one apologizing in court today. His father, Jim, also apologized to his own son.
I would like to apologize to my son, Mason. I wish we would have known the pain and suffering that you were going through. I wish we would have known the despair that you were feeling.
Tonight, the victims have some relief as they try to move forward. The judge handed down the sentence they wanted.
But emotions still ran high all day long, and Ryan Luby is live in Roswell tonight. And Ryan, you were there for this entire thing where the prosecutor wanted the judge to know just how much pain not only these families but the entire community still has to endure for this.
Yeah, and reliving some of that pain has helped everyone come to a little bit of peace tonight. They got the judge on their side, and now they know that Mason Campbell will get the help that he needs, potentially as long as the next 8 years or so. This as they still figure out what kind of treatment they'll need for the rest of their lives.
I remember uncontrollably screaming, "Oh my God, not my baby."
We all know a mother and father's love runs deep.
I felt such extreme helpless pain. My precious baby covered in bandages. There was blood everywhere, so much blood.
The pain the Tavares family felt in January, they remembered in detail this day. They did it to prove how hard it has been for them, how hard Nathaniel and Kendall's lives will still be forever, with lead shotgun pellets still poisoning their bodies.
She may never be able to have children of her own. They may not be able to keep the lead poisoning from passing along to a baby.
Still, through sharing that pain, these families find solace.
He's a really good kid that made a bad decision.
Kendall found forgiveness for Mason Campbell. Nathaniel may too, with the help of God.
It's going to still take some time, huh, for you?
It's going to take a lot of time.
In time, these families know their lives will improve, and so will Mason's.
He's a young child, and I think with a lot of the counseling that he's going to receive, he'll be okay in the long run.
Well, tough day for everybody and tough couple of months, no doubt. Again, Mason Campbell was turned over to CYFD custody. He will be in a treatment facility until he is 21 years old, but the state could release him earlier than that. For now, we are live outside the Chavez County Courthouse in Roswell. I'm Ryan Luby, KOB Eyewitness News 4.
Another very active weather day in New Mexico. Right now, Eddie Garcia is watching storms dropping rain in different parts of the state. And Eddie, I understand this rain could continue to fall while we're sleeping.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. But the good news here, going to focus on the good, is southwestern New Mexico is finally loosened itself from the grip of those potentially flooding storms. Another storm we're looking at right now is moving just past Santa Fe. Pockets of heavy rain. We even got hail reported out of this one. We could be seeing rain continuing along the capital city for the next few hours or so. And talking about hours, this storm refuses to leave Lee County. We're going to track that rain and let you know what to expect for the 4th of July straight ahead in your full pinpoint forecast.
And that rain brought historic flooding into the Clovis area early this morning. Bill Baca sent us this photo you're seeing. That's of Marshall Middle School's football field, completely underwater. He also sent this one of a city employee working to clear a drain. This is actually sent from Selena Ray Martinez. 4.5 inches fell in just 24 hours there. All that rain led Curry County officials to lift the fireworks restrictions in the county's unincorporated areas.
Tonight, an Albuquerque woman is pleading for 2 drivers to come forward. She says one of them hit her dad last night when he was crossing the street, and then the second driver hit him. Neither one of them bothered to stop. Danielle Tedesco is live tonight where the man was killed. Danielle.
Tom, police say 50-year-old Donald Gonzalez was crossing busy San Mateo here near Candelaria last night when the first vehicle hit him. Then as he lay in the road, the second car ran him over. What bothers his daughter most is that neither driver bothered to help him.
I didn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. I still don't believe it. I haven't seen him yet.
The horrible news of her father's death still hasn't sunk in for Alicia Gonzalez. She says her cousin called her last night to tell her that her dad, 50-year-old Donald Gonzalez, was run over twice.
I just want the people to, whoever did this, please come forward, please. Because how could you sit there and drive off after you hit somebody? The first person to hit him, they couldn't even stop it. What if that person could have stopped it and at least saved him? And they at least put him down the road, at least had the brake lights on so the other car didn't see him. Then the other car hits him and they drive off too? Like, how could you just sit there and drive off?
Gonzalez wonders what's wrong with these people.
Even when people hit a dog, they stop. But with him, like, there's 2 cars hit him.
She says she was told some teenagers saw the crash and tried to pull her dad out of the road, but the second car was coming way too fast. Information on exactly how it happened is limited. Police haven't even released descriptions of the vehicles. It's frustrating for the victim's family.
We need information. That just can't be the last of it.
Now, we have heard that the first vehicle was a white van and the second vehicle was a Lexus, but police have not confirmed those descriptions or released any other descriptions of their own of the vehicles. If you have any information on this hit and run, call Crime Stoppers 843-STOP. Live at San Mateo near Candelaria, Danielle Tedesco, KOB Eyewitness News 4.
U.S. Marshals say one of their deputies did shoot and kill a person while they were trying to arrest him today in Albuquerque. The shooting happened near 98th and Dennis Chavez. The U.S. Marshal Service will only tell us that the deputies were trying to serve a federal arrest warrant when that shooting happened. State Police, APD, and the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, they're all now investigating.
It looks like there is some relief ahead for the firefighters, the hundreds of firefighters battling the Diego fire in the Jemez Mountains. The lightning-sparked fire has scorched more than 3,600 acres near Coyote, east of Cuba. So far, there is no containment, zero. Crews hope to get the upper hand in the fire with rainstorms expected this week. We talked to a rancher out near the fire. He's worried about his property.
Fires like this are always so unpredictable. You don't know which direction it may turn.
Helicopters are using water from Abiquiu Lake to help fight that fire.
2 popular campgrounds in the Gila Wilderness near Silver City have abruptly closed. The Wilderness Ranger District says it made emergency closures of the Forks and the Grapevine campgrounds today, and they say it's because of damage from flooding last summer and recent fires. That closure is going to go into effect tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, and it will remain in effect until further notice.
A new real estate scheme is alive and active on the streets of Albuquerque and on the electronic thoroughfares of the internet. But is the scheme a scam? Stuart Dyson takes a look at this new sales pitch called Exceed.
This is another example of that old rule. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You can catch this pitch online at ijustjoined.com.
Hey, Lauren. What if I told you there's a way homeowners just like you are getting paid up to $2,000 or more for doing absolutely nothing?
Teresa Madrid got the pitch in person from a young woman going door to door in her Northeast Heights neighborhood. Gift cards worth up to $2,000 if you sign up with Exceed to use their brokers if you ever sell your house.
We were a little worried, but I thought, well, is there any agreement to this? Are we obligated to anything? And she said no. So we signed up for it.
But Exceed's online ad clearly states there is an obligation.
By joining our program, you're agreeing that if you ever sell your home, you'll use a broker you choose from our thousands of cooperating brokers.
I went outside and found her at the neighbor's house, signing up my neighbor, and told her, please remove my name. I don't want to be obligated to this. And she said there was no obligation.
In fact, the Exceed ad says if you don't use their brokers, you will owe a percentage of the sale price to Exceed anyway.
I felt totally deceived. She was not forthcoming about all the information, and when I questioned her about the specifics, she was completely incompetent and or not willing to tell me the truth.
The state attorney general's office says at this point they don't have any complaints filed against Exceed. But as a result of this story, they are going to look into the way the company operates in our state. Back to you.
Many parents do it. They post innocent photos of their kids on social media sites, but then online predators get their hands on them.
What they're doing and how Bernalillo County plans to help stop that, that's next.